In what ways does your media product use, develop or challenge forms and conventions of real media products? Once I decided that I was going to use the horror genre for my trailer, I went and started to research the codes and conventions of a horror trailer. I went onto YouTube and looked at a selection of trailers that were of a similar nature to mine. I mainly found out that the antagonist was dressed in dark clothes, which surrounded the character in mystery. I also found out the victims were mostly women. I decided to challenge this convention to give the trailer its own sense of identity, something that separates it from all the rest. While looking at the trailer for Scream 4, I noticed that they used a cop. This worked well within the film, and I decided to develop this for the use in my trailer. I noticed how dark lighting was a main convention of a horror trailer, and that it helps add to the overall sense of the trailer. Originally I took the decision to film in the evening, where the lighting was naturally getting dark. However, I misjudged the timing and it was fully dark by the time I started filming. On location I decided to make use of the light from a lamppost. When I got back and started to edit the trailer, I found out that it was too dark and it was very hard to see the footage. Instead of using this footage, I decided to re-film during the afternoon and use a feature in Sony Vegas Pro to add a dark effect where the need may be. Dark lighting in the trailer helps to add to the feel of the horror genre and causes the audience to want to carry on watching. As you can tell, I use conventions from other trailers and changed them to give my trailer its own sense of identity. My magazine front cover follows the conventions of a real media product, as it is based around the magazine Empire. From looking at examples of Empire's magazines, I decided to base my own magazine front cover around their layout and content. I decided to stick with the name Empire, as it is well respected in the world of film magazines, which my target audience will be able to relate to. I decided to put my Empire title in red, as it is the main colour used by the magazine, and it shows its authenticity. The red also makes the name stand out to the target audience. To keep my magazine to the conventions of magazine front covers, I included a barcode on the front of my magazine and a price above the M of Empire. I also included a tagline of exclusive, most anticipated film of the year. Empire often uses taglines similar to this to help gain interest from the potential buyers. All these conventions are seen on real magazine front covers and help add to its authenticity. My magazine front cover was edited in Photoshop, as it is what the main magazine companies use to edit, and it allows me more control over the appearance of the magazine. Photoshop also allows for better manipulation of images, which allowed my horror image to be perfectly placed on the magazine. The text that I chose in my magazine front cover I found was regularly used by film magazines, which would help add to its authenticity. I decided to put "there's a killer lurking in the shadows, look inside to find out where" as the biggest font. I wanted this to stand out the most, so that the audience would be able to see the association with that and my trailer. The main image on the side has also got an association with the text. This is a typical convention of a horror trailer. I decided to keep to this convention as it helps give an idea of the genre to the audience and tells them before they even read it what the front cover is going to be about. I chose to put my film title as the same red colour that the Empire title is in. This was done for a number of well associated colour with a horror theme and further tells the audience what the film is going to be on. The second reason why this was done was because I wanted the name of the film to receive the same amount of attention as the title Empire. This was the reason why it was in bold and why the colour was the same. I chose to put the plus text in a lower font size and in regular styling, as I didn't want there to be too much emphasis on these, and I didn't want the text to shy the audience away from the main part of the magazine. This is a convention that Empire itself uses, as it allows the audience to reach that part in their own time. The film poster also follows many of the usual conventions that bigger film posters use. I based my film poster on Scream 4's poster. I decided to follow the layout and content set out by the Scream 4 poster because both our ideas are quite similar, and that I felt that my poster would fit nicely in with this layout. Like Scream 4's poster, I decided to use an iconic image from my trailer. Just like Scream's iconic image is the ghost face, I am using it. This helps the audience to associate with the horror conventions. The black background on my poster also is used, as it follows the same conventions but adding to the overall horrific feel of my media product. The text that I used in my film poster was very similar to the text used both in my film trailer and in my magazine front cover. I felt that it was important to keep the same, as it allowed me to keep the association between all three of my media products. I decided to use the quote from Empire magazine, as it is the market leader of film magazines, and so it helps add to the authenticity and also helps attract potential suitors to go and to watch the trailer. During the production, I had to make sure that the institution of information put on my trailer was correct. I went around looking at film posters and found that our one had fit into place fine. Last year's requirement of the BBC, the British Board of Film Classification, I had to classify my film and notify my audience of what my classification age was. I decided to put a 15 classification certificate on my poster. I had chosen this with careful consideration, and I'd made sure that the certificate was in line with my target audience.